Okay, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, roughly, and I'm having trouble sleeping, which is typical for me these days. I have an incurable autoimmune disease called Hashimoto's disease. Yeah, it throws me off. But dark circles in the eyes. Lost weight in my head. Yeah. Yeah, I'm underweight. But anyways, I'm furious. I'm furious about Weinstein. I'm furious about the fact that I'm no longer at Santa Monica College. I am furious about the fact that I basically don't have a future. I don't want to get married. I don't want to have kids. I don't want to be someone's property. I wanted to work. And I voted for Obama, and I voted for Hillary Clinton. I would never, under any circumstances, vote for Trump. I have never been a Republican. I've always been a Democrat. I grew up in Maryland. Maryland is a Democratic state. My parents I hate. I can't stand them. I haven't lived with them since I was 18. I worked my ass off on the East Coast. I was Phi Beta Kappa, and I come out here and everyone decides that because I worked 5 years as an extra on set, I'm lazy. And that's bullshit. Carrie Finkley, guess what? I wanted to be a filmmaker and an actor too. And I don't know who the heavy set woman was was in the class who talked, but guess what? I don't care. She didn't know me, but the way she acted, the way she made comments. How about you guys actually find out who I am before you make the decision that I'm being lazy or whatever? I actually wanted to file a restraining order against Blake Shields and Will Wallace and Jeremy Gilbert at this point. Because I wanted to be able to go to school at Santa Monica, be able to go to Venice, be able to go to wherever I want in this town without being harassed and abused because I'm not a celebrity. And therefore, celebrities have the right to basically belittle and abuse me. I worked on the set of Grey's Anatomy for 3 years. Blake Shields wasn't there. Get a hint? I was on the set of Eli Stone for an entire season. Get a hint? One of my friends was a script supervisor on that set. He also worked on Grey's Anatomy. I mean, seriously. I'm not going to go work for Fox News. Nicole West, who was a student with me with Will Wallace. I was never obsessed over Will Wallace. I took him off my resume. I took him out of IMDb. I go to a class at AFI, only be spent 15 minutes of that class having Kim Jensen tell everyone in the class how great Will Wallace is and how some students should be grateful to him. Kind of like the way Weinstein told people that basically they owed him for getting the job. I don't owe Will Wallace anything. When I came to California, I was already trained to be on a set. I took a class in film and TV acting at American University. As somebody in the class put it back in 2003, the only thing Will Wallace was good for was connections. And I didn't want to be connected to people like John Schneider and people who do pro-life movies. Yeah, I was Catholic, but I was a liberal Catholic. And as for Will Wallace, I stopped studying with him because he was a bully. Since the day one, he treated me as I was going to be a character actor, forget about me being a lead. And I know I don't look good right now. If I'm healthy, I look good. Reality is, we are horrible to women. We are horrible to each other. And I'm an actor. Whether Will likes it or not, whether you, Carrie Finkley, or, oh yes, and the most recent thing was a girl named Heart Divine, basically insinuating that I should go do something sexual to someone else. And then her turning around and accusing me of harassing her. Oh yeah, and then telling me that God is watching me. Santa Monica College is a public school. It is not a school that is Catholic. It is public, which means I have the right to be Buddhist. And ironically, Blake Shields is Buddhist and a Jew. He is. He's a Buddhist teacher. So you guys are going to let him do what he wants in the industry, be cast, be actor, whatever? Lily Borden was in a movie with him, who's on Carrie Finkley's wall. Jeremy Gilbert, who sexually assaulted me. Will Wallace was in a movie with Nick Stalls. Jeremy was Nick Stand-in. Carrie Finkley has Lily Borden on her wall. Guess what? Lily Borden happens to be in a movie with Blake Shields. Blake Shields knows Jeremy Gilbert, who sexually assaulted me. You guys are a bunch of little Weinsteins. And Carrasco tells everyone in the class, makes a comment, that sometimes it's the girl's fault if she's molested or sexually assaulted. I'm a jeans and t-shirt kind of girl. I rarely dress up unless it's a premiere or unless it's a movie. Like, I went clubbing with Jeremy Gilbreth in 2005, 2006-ish. And, oh good, I'm tired. I'm gonna go to bed now. And basically, we didn't hang out in the clubs together. His friends kept buying me beer. I kept getting rid of them. At the end of the night, I asked him to drive me home to my car. Instead, he and his friend drove me to a house in the hills. I had to work the next day. I told him that. I lied, actually. I rarely lie. I told him I had to be at work at 11 o'clock. I really had to be at work at 1. He didn't get me back to his car until 10. I still had time to go home, get my stuff, and still get to work. So not only did he assault me, he tried to make me late for work to get fired. Yeah. Nice job, Jeremy Gilbreth. Didn't work that time, did it? Then he got his girlfriend pregnant. Then apparently told everyone, or told certain people, key people, that I consented. Either that or that I wanted to date him. I dated, kind of. I'm going to call it dated, but I was involved with John Ponzio, who took over on the job on Carnival from Jeremy. Jeremy got fired for using cocaine. John Ponzio took over his job as a stand-in for Nick Stalls. John Ponzio and I were involved, but then he didn't tell me he was dating Cynthia Youngblood. Cynthia Youngblood ended up later being a stand-in on Grey's Anatomy. Cynthia Youngblood harassed me and abused me, and at one point she said, what did it matter if he fell in love with somebody else? Here's the thing. I wasn't in love with Johnny Ponzio. I told him off when I found out about Cynthia Youngblood, and we continued to work together on sets. I would not have a personal relationship with him, period, after what he did. Professionally, yes. Personal, no. So, Cynthia Youngblood going around telling people, what does it matter if he fell in love with someone else? He was never in love with me as far as I was concerned. I was in love with him. I was just angry because he lied. I don't like liars. And so she was basically acting like she needed to get rid of me as though I was some sort of competition or some sort of weird thing. And meanwhile, I was like, could you please just let me work? I mean, I tell her I have cancer. And her response was, what does it matter if he fell in love with someone else? I'm thinking, I'm talking about having cancer here. I could give a rat's ass what your ex-boyfriend does. I don't care. Like, I don't. This is not about Cynthia. This is not about Johnny Ponzio. I'm talking about me having cancer. It was just... Like, sometimes the stupidity of people just amazes me. Like, you make assumptions about someone else, or you make assumptions you're going to be able to make someone be somebody they're not. I am never going to be a Republican. I am never going to want to date a guy who's a Republican. I'm never going to want to hang out with people that work for Disney now. I never have been, the entire time I've been here in Los Angeles, I have never been to Disneyland. Not once. Don't want to. What does that say? And yet I'm supposedly stalking Disney actors. I don't want to even go to the place where they play. I mean, seriously. I'm very serious about my acting. I always have been. I always was. And now I've been put in a position where basically everything and every reason I decided to live is done. Because instead of doing the right thing, certain people have decided that they're going to continue to lie. I complained about Carrie Finkley bullying me. All of a sudden, the cops are showing up at Santa Monica College and I'm escorted off. I complained about bullying. I complained about Cynthia Youngblood bullying me on the set of Grey's Anatomy. I did. I wrote a letter, an email to Jeff Olin. Next thing I know, I show up at the set to be told I'm on a list by Disney. They didn't escort me off the set. There were never any other, by the way, police altercations at Santa Monica College. One of the security guards said something about there being something in the computer room. I show up one day to be told by Stu that they were told to contact the cops if I showed up. And I'm like, why? What for? What did I do? So if there are a bunch of cop or police reports, I don't know anything about them. I don't. I'm sick. I have an incurable autoimmune disease. Oh yeah, I probably look like I'm crazy. The reality is I'm Phi Beta Kappa. I have an incurable disease. I have a GPA of 3.6 at Santa Monica College, and I'd like to sue Carrasco and Carrie Finkley. Because you bastards basically supported a guy who sexually assaulted me. Kind of the way all the women had been made to shut up about Weinstein. Except for Jeremy Gilbreth was a stand-in whose girlfriend/wife is an artist. Now, I don't know why people are protecting them. I don't know. Jeremy was a cocaine user. Does he have secrets on people? Was he doing cocaine? And I know he told people he was doing cocaine with, quote, celebrities. He listed some of them to me. And if somebody wants to sue him for that, sue him, not me. The reality is I love acting. I always will. And to me, I'm not going to be satisfied unless I'm allowed to be a professional at it and work to be a professional at it. I'm not interested in being a voiceover actress because Will Wallace and other people at Disney decided, well, you don't look like a hot, beautiful model, Laura, and we only want to see you as an ugly hag or a monster to make fun of you. I mean, it's pretty much what you're doing. My father used to do it when growing up. Ugly women who are intelligent do comedy. Well, I'm sorry, I don't want to be labeled as ugly. And I don't want to be labeled as somebody you can laugh at. So I'm not doing comedy. I like thrillers. I like to read Sherlock Holmes, and I like to read Edgar Allan Poe. I'm not the kind of woman who wants to sit and read stupid comedy scripts over and over again. I don't like them. I don't. Will and Grace is the only comedy on television I watch. That's it. Yeah. I like British humor. I like classical humor. I'm not interested in being... I don't know. I don't watch comedies. There isn't a comedy out there I watch. And I'm the kind of person who wants to work on something I would love to be a part of. So thank you, Disney. Thank you, ABC, for deciding let's make everyone laugh at Lorianne Tull. She lost her breast to cancer. She no longer believes in God. Irony. I was a Catholic. I went to church on Sunday until you guys just decided to take me off set. Now I'm tired of the misogyny, and I refuse to walk into a church where I'm supposed to obey my husband. Period. I don't want a husband. I wanted a career. And I wanted to be treated as though I was capable of being with actors and being professional with actors, not be treated as though I can't be. My reputation on set meant everything to me. It did. My SAG-AFTRA card means so much to me that I would starve to pay my dues and stay in the union. I would rather be dead if I can't be an actor. You want to throw me in an institution and call the cops on me? All that does is harass me even more and pushes me further over the edge. It's disgusting. Stop using the cops to fucking harass me. Stop using the cops to try to make me give up everything I love. Stop using the cops to basically try to make me be a lawyer. I quit being a lawyer. You make me quit being an actor, you fucking might as well tell me to stop existing and to die. And I wanted to work in film, in production, both in front and behind the camera. Blake Shields and Abramovich, I don't want to see you acting anymore unless you stop using me stop using me to feed your ego. Carrie Finkley, stop using me to feed your ego. I didn't want you in my world. I told Carrasco that at the end of film 32. I emailed you and asked you if you knew Blake or Jeremy. And then I find Lily Borden on your Facebook page. I told you I was scared. Jeremy molested me. He molested me. I did not want him. Which makes you, Carrie, if you did this because of him or because of Blake Shields, just as culpable. And if you did this because I don't go to church on Sunday, how dare you? You're violating my constitutional rights. You've labeled me as a horrible human being, and I'm not. And guess what? I'm not going to want to be a human being at all if I can't be respected as an actor. I don't want a future if I can't be an actor. I don't want a future if I can't make movies. I'm not going to bring children to this world anymore. So you've taken away the only thing that I had to leave behind. And I'm not interested in regulating to be production design because you bastards think I need a full-time job. I'm capable of being a director. Oh, wait, we can't let Laura be a director because she's single and she likes actors and want to suck every single actor into her vagina. Because we're going to treat her like the misogynist bitch that she is. She just wants a husband and she wants a boyfriend and she doesn't have one and therefore she needs to have one. She's so desperate because she's so fucking ugly. Fuck you, Carrie Finkley. That's the way you've made me feel. You and Carrasco and the rest. I love doing acting myself. I don't want to fucking be with someone who's acting. And I don't want to be with someone at all if I can't be an actor. You seem to not get that. You guys are such idiots. I hate sports. Yeah, I can name sports teams. I grew up in Baltimore. Everyone loves sports in Baltimore. That's why I left. I have lost everything. Because you bastards decided to stop me from being an extra. Because you figured you were going to set an example, right? Well, I used to watch men working on sets as extras between jobs because it's the only way to get onto sets in order to apply for jobs. So thank you. I don't have any dreams and no pills. I'm not on medication. Never been on medication. Didn't need medication. I have an incurable autoimmune disease. What I need is to know I can walk into SAG after with my head up and say I'm a member. Because I worked and earned that. What I need is my rights back to be at AFI, Will Wallace. I'm never going to be grateful to you. Get over it.